Hello everybody and welcome. I am so thrilled to have you join me today as we embark on a truly special journey together, an exploration into the very heart of our most cherished connections, our marriages, our partnerships, the relationships that shape our lives. We're going to be talking about something that's often misunderstood, sometimes even a little feared, but is undeniably present in every single interaction we have, and that's power. Not power in the way that seeks to dominate or control, but power as an energy, a dynamic that, when understood and navigated with wisdom, can lead to deeper intimacy and profound connection. Today, we're diving into an audiobook experience, one that Dr. Damien has carefully crafted, drawing inspiration from select principles in the renowned The 48 Laws of Power. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking, the 48 Laws of Power, in a relationship, but let me assure you, this isn't about manipulation or playing games. Dr. Damien has reimagined these laws through the lens of love and partnership, presenting them with realistic, everyday scenarios that couples like you and me face all the time. It's about understanding the undercurrents so we can build stronger, more resilient, and more loving bonds. So I want you to open your hearts and minds. This is a space for practical wisdom, for insights that can illuminate the path to a more balanced and fulfilling partnership. It's about recognizing the power we each hold, the power our partners hold, and learning how to use that awareness not to gain an upper hand, but to lift each other up, to communicate more effectively, and to truly see and honor the person we've chosen to share our life with. This is about empowering your love story. Let's begin. Our first exploration, my friends, takes us to a place that can sometimes feel a little tender, a little tricky in our closest relationships. It's drawn from the principle never outshine the master. Now, in the context of love, who is the master? Well, it's not about one person being superior. Instead, I want you to think about the delicate balance of egos, the sharing of triumphs, and the way we allow each other to shine brightly. It's about ensuring that the spotlight of success and confidence is something you both can stand in, together and individually, without casting shadows on one another. Consider this. One partner receives a significant career promotion, a moment of immense pride and accomplishment. How is this news shared and received? Is there an immediate, wholehearted celebration from the other, a genuine basking in their partner's glow? Or does a subtle feeling of comparison creep in, a quiet diminishing of one's own achievements, or perhaps even an unintended redirecting of the conversation? This isn't about malice. Often it's an unconscious response rooted in our own insecurities or a feeling of being left behind. The key here is recognizing that your partner's success doesn't dim your light. In a healthy relationship, it adds to the collective brilliance of your partnership. Then there's the realm of parenting, a journey where confidence can ebb and flow. Imagine one parent naturally excels at soothing the baby or navigating teenage angst with apparent ease. If the other parent feels consistently less capable, or if their efforts are inadvertently minimized, resentment can quietly take root. The master here isn't the more confident parent, but the shared goal of raising happy, healthy children. It's about creating an environment where both parents feel valued for their unique contributions, where one's strength is seen as a resource for the team, not a benchmark for the other's perceived inadequacy. We must actively look for ways to say, I see you, I appreciate what you do, and we're in this together. Social environments, too, can become a stage for these dynamics. Does one partner consistently hold the floor, their stories more animated, their jokes met with louder laughter, while the other feels more like an accessory? Or conversely, does one partner shrink when the other is in their element, feeling overshadowed or less interesting? True partnership involves making space for each other to be the star at different moments, to feel seen and appreciated by others, and to know that your partner is your biggest fan, cheering you on from the front row, not competing for the microphone. It's a dance of give and take, of knowing when to step forward and when to provide the supportive backdrop. The antidote to outshining is a conscious commitment to mutual empowerment. It's about genuinely celebrating each other's strengths, even those that might eclipse your own in certain areas. It's asking, how can I support your brilliance today? It's about understanding that when one of you shines, the relationship itself becomes more radiant. This isn't about dimming your own light to make someone else comfortable. It's about ensuring there's enough light for everyone, and actively working to amplify your partner's glow. This requires security within oneself and a deep generosity of spirit. Think about the profound shift that occurs when comparison is replaced by celebration, when ego-driven competition gives way to collaborative support. It's in these moments that trust deepens and intimacy flourishes. You create a safe haven where both partners feel free to pursue their passions, to achieve their potential, knowing they have an unwavering champion in their corner. This isn't just about avoiding resentment, it's about actively building a reservoir of goodwill and mutual admiration that can weather any storm. So, I invite you to reflect. How do you and your partner navigate moments of individual success or confidence? Are you consciously making space for each other to shine? Do you celebrate not just the big wins but the small, everyday moments where one of you excels? It's about recognizing that your partner's strengths are a gift to the relationship, not a threat to your own sense of self. It's about being each other's most enthusiastic supporter. Ultimately, sharing the spotlight means understanding that you are a team. And like any great team, individual talents are celebrated because they contribute to the overall success and happiness of the unit. When you empower your partner, you empower your relationship. When you celebrate their light, you both shine brighter. This law, reframed for love, is about fostering an environment where both individuals can reach their full potential, together, basking in the warm glow of shared joy and mutual respect. Now, let's turn our attention to a law that, at first glance, might sound a little clandestine for a loving relationship: conceal your intentions. In the world of power plays, this often means keeping your plans secret to gain an advantage. But, in the sanctuary of our partnerships, Mr. Damien invites us to reinterpret this as the profound importance of thoughtful communication, of mindful revelation, rather than secretive maneuvering. It's not about hiding your heart, but about choosing your moments and your words with care and intention, especially when navigating significant life changes or delicate emotional terrain. Think about planning major life changes together, perhaps a career shift that involves relocating, the decision to start a family, or even a significant financial investment. If one partner has been mulling over such a monumental idea, processing it internally for weeks or months, and then unveils it suddenly, fully formed, it can leave the other person feeling blindsided, overwhelmed, or like their input wasn't truly sought. Here, concealing intentions isn't about deception, it's about the wisdom of internal reflection before presentation, and then gently, thoughtfully, inviting your partner into the conversation at a stage where their perspective can genuinely shape the outcome. This leads us to the concept of emotional strategy. And I use strategy here not in a manipulative sense but in terms of thoughtful planning for difficult conversations. If you need to discuss a sensitive issue, something that might evoke strong emotions in your partner or yourself, blurting it out in a moment of frustration is rarely productive. Concealing your intentions in this context means taking the time to consider, what is the core message I need to convey? What is the most loving and respectful way to say this? When and where would be the best environment for this conversation to unfold constructively? This preparation allows for a more measured, empathetic approach. Conflict resolution is another area where this principle, re-envisioned, can be incredibly powerful. How many arguments escalate because words are thrown like darts, intentions are misread, and reactions are purely instinctual? Imagine instead taking a moment, a breath, an hour, even a day if needed, to conceal your immediate, perhaps reactive intentions and instead reflect on what you truly want to achieve. Is it to win the argument or to find understanding and connection? Purposeful speech, born from this reflection, can transform a battleground into a bridge. The idea isn't to be opaque or to withhold your true self. It's about understanding that sometimes our raw, unfiltered thoughts and plans, especially when significant, need a little time to mature, to be shaped with consideration for our partner's feelings and perspective. It's about moving from impulsivity to intentionality. It's the difference between a sudden downpour and a gentle rain that nurtures the ground for growth. One overwhelms, the other cultivates. This practice of thoughtful revelation also builds trust. When your partner knows that you approach important topics with care, that you've considered their feelings, they are more likely to engage openly and honestly. They feel respected, not ambushed. It shows that you value not just the outcome but the process of getting there together, and that you honor their emotional landscape. This is a profound act of love and respect, so this isn't about playing your cards close to your chest in a game against your partner. It's about recognizing the power of timing, the importance of internal processing, and the kindness in preparing the way for shared understanding. It's about ensuring that when you do reveal your intentions, your thoughts, your dreams, or your concerns, you do so in a way that invites collaboration and connection, rather than confusion or defensiveness. I encourage you to think about your communication patterns. Are there times when a little more internal reflection, a little more concealing for the sake of thoughtful preparation, could have led to a more positive interaction? This law, in the realm of love, guides us towards becoming more conscious communicators, more empathetic partners, who understand that the way we share our inner world is just as important as what we share. It's about fostering clarity, not confusion, and connection, not conflict. We arrive now at a principle that speaks volumes, quite literally, about the impact of our words. Always say less than necessary. In a world that often feels noisy, where we're encouraged to share every thought, this law, when applied to our relationships with wisdom and heart, invites us to discover the profound power found in brevity, in careful articulation, and sometimes even in silence. It's not about being withholding or uncommunicative, it's about recognizing that our words carry immense weight, and that more words don't always equate to more understanding or deeper connection. Consider the heat of an argument. How often do we find ourselves caught in a whirlwind of words, each sentence trying to top the last, explanations morphing into accusations, and the original point lost in a sea of verbiage? In these moments, saying less, choosing words with precision, or even pausing to allow silence to cool the air, can be incredibly powerful. It prevents us from saying things we might regret, things that can't be unsaid, and it gives both partners space to process, to truly hear beyond the noise. Often the most impactful statements are the most concise. Then there's the delicate dance of vulnerability, sharing our deepest fears, our insecurities, our tenderest hopes. These are sacred offerings in a relationship. Saying less than necessary here isn't about hiding these parts of ourselves. Instead, it's about opening up gradually, thoughtfully, allowing trust to build layer by layer. Sometimes a torrent of unfiltered vulnerability can be overwhelming for the listener, and even for the sharer. A measured revelation, however, invites genuine empathy and allows your partner to meet you where you are, creating a safer space for deeper connection to unfold over time. Establishing and maintaining boundaries is another area where this principle shines. When we need to communicate a limit, to say no, or to express a need, clarity and firmness are key. Long, rambling explanations can dilute the message, open the door for negotiation where none is intended, or even sound apologetic for having a boundary in the first place. A clear, respectful, and brief statement of your boundary is often the most effective and the most honoring to both yourself and your partner. It communicates self-respect, which in turn garners respect. The wisdom here lies in understanding that impact doesn't always come from volume or quantity. Sometimes the most profound understanding emerges from what is not said, allowing space for reflection and intuition. When we constantly fill the air with words, we leave little room for our partner to process, to respond thoughtfully, or even to simply be with us in shared silence, which can be incredibly intimate. It's about choosing quality over quantity in our verbal exchanges. This isn't a call for stoicism or emotional distance, it's an invitation to become more mindful of our communication. Before speaking, especially in moments of tension or deep sharing, ask yourself, what is essential to convey? What is my true intention? Can this be said more simply, more kindly? This practice can transform reactive communication into responsive connection. It fosters a sense of calm and deliberation in your interactions. Think of the most powerful speeches you've heard, the most moving declarations of love. Often their strength lies in their sincerity and their focused clarity, not in an endless stream of words. By saying less than necessary, we encourage active listening in our partner because they know that the words we choose are significant. We also learn to listen more deeply ourselves, to hear the nuances and the unspoken emotions. So I encourage you to experiment with this. In your next important conversation, try to be more concise. In a moment of disagreement, try pausing before you over-explain. When sharing something vulnerable, offer it in gentle, manageable layers. Discover the quiet strength that comes from valuing your words and the space between them. It's in this mindful economy of language that true understanding can often be found, fostering a deeper, more resonant connection with the one you love. Alright, let's talk about a law that, when we bring it into the heart of our relationships, is all about keeping the flame alive, ensuring that the one we love continues to feel seen, cherished, and important. The principle is court attention at all costs. Now, in the grand theater of power, this might mean dramatic gestures to stay in the public eye. But for us, in the intimate world of partnership, Mr. Damien reframes this as the vital, ongoing need for mutual appreciation and focused attention, the very lifeblood that sustains love and connection long after the initial courtship fades. Think about those early days of romance, the way you hung on each other's words, the delight in small discoveries, the constant seeking of each other's gaze and approval. That courting of attention was natural, exhilarating. But as life settles in with routines and responsibilities, it's easy for that focused attention to wane, not from a lack of love, but from the gentle creep of complacency. This law reminds us that attention is an active, ongoing practice, essential for the health of our bond. It's about consciously choosing to make your partner feel like the center of your universe, regularly. One of the most common scenarios where this becomes critical is when emotional distance begins to set in. Perhaps conversations become purely transactional, about bills, chores, and schedules. The "how was your day, darling?" loses its genuine curiosity. When a partner starts to feel unseen or unheard, a little like they're fading into the wallpaper of the relationship, that's a silent alarm. Courting attention here means proactively creating moments of connection, asking deeper questions, listening with your whole being, and reminding them, through your focused presence, that they matter deeply to you. Social disconnection can also occur even when you're physically together. Imagine being at a party, and one partner consistently leaves the other to fend for themselves or engages more animatedly with everyone else. Or perhaps it's the subtle neglect of not introducing your partner proudly, or not including them in conversations. Courting their attention in these public spaces means being a team, making them feel like your cherished plus one, seeking them out with a smile, a touch, a shared glance that says, "I'm aware of you, and I'm glad you're here with me." It's about making them feel prized. Then there's the subtle erosion of personal identity that can happen when a partner feels their individual passions, achievements, or even their quirks are no longer noticed or celebrated. If their efforts to share something important are met with indifference, or if their personal growth goes unacknowledged, they can start to feel invisible. Courting attention here means being an active cheerleader for their personal journey, noticing their efforts, praising their growth, and showing genuine interest in the things that make them uniquely them. It's about saying, "I see you evolving, and I love who you are becoming." The encouragement here is to weave daily acts of appreciation and focused attention into the fabric of your relationship. It doesn't always have to be grand gestures. It's the lingering hug in the morning, the text message just to say, "I'm thinking of you," the thank you for a small kindness, the compliment on how they look, or the way they handled a difficult situation. These are the daily deposits into the emotional bank account of your love. Public praise, when genuine, can be a powerful way to court attention. Speaking well of your partner to friends and family, acknowledging their contributions in front of others, subtly highlighting their strengths. These acts not only make your partner feel good, but also reinforce your admiration and respect for them in the eyes of others, and most importantly, in their own heart. It's a beautiful way to say, "I'm proud to be with you." So, this law isn't about demanding attention or creating drama. It's about the generous, consistent offering of your presence, your admiration, and your focused interest. It's about actively working to prevent your partner from ever feeling taken for granted. Ask yourself, in what small ways can I court my partner's attention today to make them feel truly seen and cherished? It's this sustained, heartfelt attention that keeps the connection vibrant and reassures both of you that you are, and always will be, a priority to each other. This next principle we're exploring, use absence to increase respect and honor, might seem counterintuitive when we talk about building closeness in a relationship. We often associate love with constant togetherness. But as Mr. Damien beautifully illustrates, there is profound wisdom in understanding the value of space, the power of healthy separation, to actually deepen appreciation and renew connection. It's not about emotional withdrawal or creating distance out of anger. It's about recognizing that, like a fire needs air to burn brightly, relationships sometimes need moments of absence to breathe and flourish. Consider the scenario of overdependence, where partners become so enmeshed that individual identities start to blur. One person might feel suffocated, the other might feel overly responsible or lose their sense of self. In such cases, consciously creating moments of absence, pursuing individual hobbies, spending time with separate friends, even solo retreats, can be incredibly rejuvenating. This isn't about escaping the relationship, it's about recharging as individuals so you can return to the partnership with renewed energy, fresh perspectives, and a greater appreciation for what you have together. The old saying, "Absence makes the heart grow fonder," holds a kernel of truth when applied mindfully. Rebuilding boundaries is another area where temporary absence or a conscious stepping back can be crucial. Perhaps after a period of conflict, or when one partner feels their personal space has been repeatedly encroached upon, creating a little distance can allow for clarity and the re-establishment of healthy limits. This isn't a punishment, it's a respectful pause that allows both individuals to reflect on their needs and to approach the relationship with a renewed sense of self and respect for the other's autonomy. It can be a quiet way of saying, "I need this space to honor myself so I can better honor us." Then there's the crucial period of conflict recovery. After a significant argument, sometimes the best thing isn't to immediately re-engage or to keep talking it out when emotions are still raw. A period of agreed-upon absence, a cooling-off time, can allow tempers to subside and perspectives to clear. This space isn't about avoiding the issue, but about allowing for an emotional reset. When you do come back together, you're often more capable of listening, empathizing, and finding constructive solutions, rather than reigniting the flames of the previous disagreement. The recommendation here is to learn the art of gracefully giving space and also importantly of asking for it when you need it. This requires trust and security in the relationship. It's about understanding that me time isn't a rejection of us time, but a necessary component for individual well-being, which ultimately strengthens the couple. When your partner returns from their time apart, greet them with warmth and genuine interest, reinforcing that their individual pursuits are valued and that their return is cherished. Stepping back doesn't always mean physical distance, it can also mean emotional space, allowing your partner to process their feelings independently without immediately trying to fix them or offer solutions unless asked. It's about respecting their internal world and trusting their capacity to navigate their own emotions. This kind of absence of intervention can foster a deeper sense of self-reliance in your partner and a greater respect for their emotional intelligence. Think of it like this. When you see someone you love every single moment, it's easy sometimes for the extraordinary to become ordinary. A little bit of absence, a brief interlude, can sharpen your appreciation for their presence, their unique qualities, the joy they bring to your life. It allows you to miss them, and in that missing, to remember all the reasons you treasure them. It's a recalibration of value. So, I invite you to consider the rhythm of togetherness and separateness in your own relationship. Is there room for more individual breathing space? Could a little intentional absence, approached with love and clear communication, actually enhance your respect and honor for one another? This law teaches us that true intimacy isn't about constant proximity, but about a healthy dance between connection and autonomy, where each partner feels whole both within themselves and within the relationship. It's a mature love that understands that sometimes to grow closer, we need to give each other room to grow. We now venture into a territory that requires our utmost sensitivity, our deepest empathy, and a profound commitment to using knowledge for connection, not control. The law is, discover each person's thumbscrew. In its original context, this is a rather stark and manipulative idea, finding someone's weakness to exploit it. But in the sacred space of a loving relationship, Mr. Damien transforms this into an invitation to truly deeply understand your partner, their core fears, their tender insecurities, and also, just as importantly, their most powerful motivators and deepest joys. This is about knowing their heart, not to gain power over them, but to gain power with them, to love them more fully, and protect them more fiercely. Many of our deepest insecurities and fears are rooted in our past, often in childhood wounds or challenging life experiences. These are the tender spots, the thumbscrews that, if pressed, intentionally or unintentionally, can cause significant pain or trigger defensive reactions. Discovering these isn't about psychoanalyzing your partner, but about listening with an open heart to their stories, noticing their triggers, and understanding the origins of their sensitivities. It's about recognizing that a seemingly outsized reaction might be coming from a place of old pain. Understanding your partner's insecurities allows you to create a sanctuary of safety for them. If you know, for example, that your partner has a deep-seated fear of abandonment, your actions and words can be consciously geared towards reinforcing your commitment and presence, especially during times of stress or distance. If they are insecure about their intelligence or capabilities in a certain area, You can be their most ardent supporter, highlighting their strengths and offering gentle encouragement rather than criticism. This isn't about walking on eggshells, it's about treading softly in the most vulnerable gardens of their heart. Equally important is discovering what truly motivates your partner, what makes their spirit soar, what fuels their passions. Is it recognition for their hard work? Is it quality time spent connecting deeply? Is it acts of service that make them feel cherished? Is it words of affirmation that fill their emotional cup? Understanding these core motivators, their thumbscrews in a positive sense, allows you to love them in the ways that resonate most profoundly with them, to speak their love language fluently. This journey of discovery is ongoing. People change, they evolve, and so do their fears and their joys. It requires continuous attentive listening, not just to the words spoken, but to the emotions beneath them, the silences, the body language. It's about asking gentle, open-ended questions that invite sharing, like, "What's on your heart today?" Or, "What would make you feel truly supported by me right now?" It's a commitment to being a student of your partner, always learning, always seeking to understand them more deeply. The ethical responsibility that comes with this knowledge is immense. To know someone's deepest vulnerabilities is a sacred trust. The intention must always be to protect, to nurture, to heal, and to uplift. Using this intimate knowledge to wound, to manipulate, or to win an argument is a profound betrayal of that trust and can inflict deep, lasting damage on the relationship. This law, in love, is about becoming the safest harbor for your partner's heart. Think about the profound intimacy that comes from feeling truly seen and understood by your partner, especially in your most vulnerable places. When you know that your partner understands your fears and handles them with care, and when they know what truly lights you up and actively seeks to bring more of that into your life, the bond deepens immeasurably. It creates a foundation of unwavering trust and acceptance, so I encourage you to approach this with immense compassion. Seek to learn not just the surface details of your partner but the deeper currents of their emotional world. What are their unspoken fears? What are their quiet dreams? What makes them feel truly safe, and what makes them feel truly alive? By discovering these essential truths, and by honoring them with your actions and your love, you move beyond a superficial connection into a realm of profound empathy and unbreakable partnership. This is where true soul-level connection resides. Let's delve into a principle that speaks to the integrity of our exchanges within a relationship: the idea of despise the free lunch. In the broader world, this law cautions against accepting favors that come with hidden strings or create obligations. Within the intimate sphere of our partnerships, Mr. Damien guides us to look at this through the lens of genuine generosity versus manipulative giving, the importance of maintaining individual financial and emotional independence where appropriate, and the difference between true repair and mere apology bribes. It's about ensuring that giving and receiving are rooted in love and respect, not obligation or control. One common pitfall is what we might call manipulative generosity. This occurs when gifts, favors, or grand gestures are not given freely from the heart, but with an unspoken expectation of something in return, perhaps compliance, forgiveness for a transgression without real change, or a way to create a sense of indebtedness. A free lunch in this context might feel good in the moment, but it often comes with a hidden price tag on your autonomy or your voice. True gifts in a loving relationship are given without expectation, purely for the joy of giving and the happiness of the receiver. Then there's the complex area of financial dependency. While couples often merge finances and support each other, a dynamic where one partner uses financial control, even subtly, to exert power or limit the other's independence can be incredibly damaging. Despising the free lunch here means striving for a sense of mutual contribution and respect, and for each partner to maintain a degree of financial literacy and, where possible, some measure of personal financial agency. It's about partnership and shared resources, not a power imbalance maintained through monetary control. This ensures that both partners feel like equal contributors to the relationship's well-being. We also need to be wary of what I call apology bribes. This is when, after a hurt or a mistake, instead of engaging in genuine apology, sincere remorse, and a commitment to change, a partner offers a gift or a grand gesture as a way to smooth things over quickly. This free lunch, the expensive dinner, the surprise trip, might temporarily distract from the issue, but it doesn't heal the underlying wound. True repair requires accountability, empathy, and changed behavior. Choosing real repair over symbolic gestures is crucial for long-term trust and health in the relationship. The beauty of this law, when applied with love, is its emphasis on authentic exchange. It encourages us to accept gifts, support, and acts of service that truly come from a place of love and care, and to offer the same in return. It's about recognizing the energetic exchange in all interactions. Does this act of giving feel like it's lifting both of us up, or does it feel like it's creating an imbalance, a subtle debt? Healthy relationships thrive on mutual support that empowers, not in debts. Maintaining a sense of individual contribution, even in non-financial ways, is also important. When both partners feel they are bringing value, that their efforts are seen and appreciated, it fosters a sense of equality and mutual respect. This isn't about keeping score, but about both individuals feeling like active, valued participants in the life they are building together. It avoids the resentment that can build if one person feels they are constantly giving and the other is only taking, even if the taking is passively accepted. So, how do we navigate this? It's about cultivating an awareness of the intentions behind giving and receiving. Ask yourself, is this gift, this favor, offered freely and joyfully? When I accept something, do I feel a sense of gratitude or a subtle sense of obligation? When I give, is it from a place of love, or am I seeking a particular outcome? These reflections help us maintain the integrity of our exchanges. Ultimately, despising the free lunch in a relationship context means valuing what is earned through mutual effort, genuine care, and authentic connection. It's about building a partnership where generosity is abundant, but never a tool for manipulation, where support is mutual and empowering, and where apologies are heartfelt actions, not just costly distractions. This creates a foundation of fairness, respect, and true, unencumbered love. Our final exploration today, my friends, brings us to a law that is perhaps one of the most vital for long-term happiness and resilience in any relationship. Assume formlessness. In the strategic world, this means being adaptable, fluid, and unpredictable, like water, able to change shape to meet any challenge. In the world of love, Mr. Damien interprets this as the profound importance of flexibility, the ability to evolve together, to navigate changing roles and unexpected conflicts, and most beautifully, to continuously fall in love with the person your partner is becoming, and the person you are becoming alongside them. Life, as we all know, is in a constant state of flux. We change, our partners change, circumstances change, roles that once defined us, perhaps as new parents or as a dual career couple with no children, or as caregivers to aging parents, will inevitably shift. Holding too rigidly to a fixed idea of how things should be or who we should be in the relationship can lead to immense friction and unhappiness when life presents its inevitable curveballs. Assuming formlessness means embracing these changes as opportunities for growth, both individually and as a couple. Consider how couples navigate unexpected conflict. If your approach is always the same, if you're locked into rigid patterns of arguing or withdrawing, you'll likely get the same, often unsatisfactory results. Being formless here means being willing to try new ways of communicating, to listen from different perspectives, to be open to solutions you hadn't considered before. It's about adapting your approach to the specific needs of the situation and your partner, rather than rigidly adhering to a script that no longer serves the relationship. Then there's the beautiful, sometimes challenging journey of new identities emerging within the partnership. One partner might discover a new passion that redefines their priorities, or experience a career change that alters their daily life, or go through a personal transformation that shifts their worldview. A formless love doesn't resist these changes, it makes space for them. It approaches the evolving partner with curiosity and support, asking, "Who are you becoming, and how can I love this new version of you? How can we integrate this newness into our shared life?" This adaptability is crucial when facing external pressures, financial hardship, health crises, family dramas. A relationship that is too rigid, too brittle, can crack under such stress. But a relationship that can assume formlessness, that can bend and flow like water around obstacles, is far more likely to not only survive, but to emerge stronger. This requires a deep well of trust, open communication, and a shared commitment to weathering storms together, adjusting sails as needed. Evolving together is perhaps the most profound expression of this law in love. It's about recognizing that the person you married or committed to 20 years ago is not the exact same person today, and neither are you. The goal isn't to try and freeze each other in time, but but to consciously choose to keep learning each other, to keep discovering each other, and to find new ways to connect with the evolving souls you both are. It's a continuous courtship of the ever-changing self. This doesn't mean losing your core values or becoming a chameleon with no sense of self. It means holding on to your essential truths while allowing the expression of those truths to adapt to new realities. It's about being anchored in love but flexible in form. It's a dance between stability and change, between the known and the unknown, undertaken with a spirit of adventure and mutual support. So I invite you to reflect on how adaptable you and your partner are. When faced with change, do you resist or do you flow? Are you open to your partner's growth, even when it takes them in unexpected directions? Are you willing to shed old patterns that no longer serve your connection? Assuming formlessness in love is about cultivating a resilient, dynamic partnership that can not only withstand the tests of time, but can also find new depths of joy and connection in every new season of life. It's about loving the journey of becoming together. And so, as we draw our time together to a close, I hope this journey through Mr. Damien's insightful adaptation of these timeless laws has illuminated for you, as it has for me, the incredible potential that lies within our understanding of power, not as a tool for control, but as a dynamic force for deeper connection and mutual respect in our relationships. The key message, the thread that weaves through each of these principles, is that healthy, thriving relationships require our conscious awareness, our willingness to adapt, and a profound respect for the power, the light, and the unique essence that each partner brings. I encourage you, with all my heart, to take these reflections and let them settle. Think about the laws we've discussed, the scenarios we've explored. How might they apply in your own life, in your own unique partnership? The true wisdom isn't just in hearing these ideas, but in applying them with empathy, with intention, and with a generous spirit. It's about choosing day by day to build a relationship that is not only strong and resilient, but also deeply loving and joyfully alive. This is an ongoing practice, a beautiful evolving dance. Thank you truly for listening, for opening your hearts, and for sharing this space with me. I invite you to continue this journey towards stronger, more balanced, and more consciously loving relationships. May the insights you've gathered here serve as a guiding light, helping you to navigate the beautiful, complex, and ultimately rewarding path of partnership with ever greater wisdom and love. Go well.